Okay, we've all heard about it. It was in the news for the first time maybe 2 decades ago, and I'm like, what's this El Nino business? And today, you and I were talking in the newsroom, and you said it can affect our weather. I always thought it was like a West Coast thing.
Our weather, but in particular, it really affects the hurricane season in the Atlantic versus the Pacific. And we saw Hurricane Lala in Hawaii just 2 days ago. We have some video of that. The center of Lala just barely missed making landfall on the big island of Hawaii. It's happened before. It's rare for a hurricane to make a landfall. It's not rare for a hurricane to impact the islands in
outer
some
bands
way.
and stuff like that.
But this is 3.5 feet of rainfall on the big island. And remember, it's a big old volcanic mountain.
Right.
So it all just runs downhill, funnels into valleys.
With a force.
With a force. And you can see the devastation there due to 3.5 feet of rain. And you had higher elevations getting hurricane force winds, generally 40 to 60 mile an hour winds along the beaches there. That's pretty
What is El
intense.
Nino? Is it warmer water?
Right. What happens every few years is we get El Nino. It basically is when the oceans in the Pacific Ocean waters near the equator warm up.
Right.
All right. Normally they have
And it doesn't happen every year.
Does not happen every year. I got a little graphic right here.
Okay.
Follow me back here. Oh, we get to do some pointing out.
It's your favorite part.
This is my favorite part. Let's see if my clicker works in here. Here it comes. All right. So normally, watch this. Normally we have what we call trade winds, east to west winds along the equator that keeps the warmer water over here. But every once in a while, every few years, all right, the trade winds weaken and the warmer water begins to push back toward the coast of South America. Now we have a pool of warm water here. What this does is it changes all of the pressure centers, highs and lows, around the globe even.
Wow.
Okay? Around the globe, highs and lows change position. So where you normally have drought in winter, you might have heavy rains. Like California, normally dry, but they're going to get hammered this year because we got a strong El Nino setting up. They're going to get a lot of rainfall in California. Where it's normally cold and snowy, you may get warm and
How does it impact
wet.
us?
How it impacts us is it basically means warmer and less snow for winter here.
Oh.
I can remember the El Nino of 1982. I was eating Christmas Eve dinner at my aunt's house in 70-degree weather.
Oh my
Christmas
God.
Eve in December.
I'm for that.
So what it does for the Atlantic Ocean basin is it lessens the amount of hurricanes here. We have seen very little tropical storm activity here so far.
Because of El Nino.
Because of El Nino. But out to the west, here you go. You don't have much going on there. Real quick here. I'm almost done. Almost done. Wait till I click. But out to the west, look at all the systems. 1, 2, 3.
Oh, wow.
Let's go.
Oh, my goodness.
How about 4? How about 5? How about, there's the eye of the hurricane.
Wow,
That's
yes.
Lala.
Yes.
Okay, 6, 7. The activity is in the Pacific Ocean instead of the Atlantic
Fascinating.
Basin. Okay,
All
I'm
right.
done. I'm out of time.
Well, now we're smarter. I like that. And Jess, I don't know.